nothing secretive in this. There's nothing tricky in this. This is just trying to take advantage of these funds in regards to how much growth the county has and how much more garbage we are creating so that we can safely do our legislative requirement, which is to deal with the garbage.
I think if we can recognize that this project has gone through multiple changes, that it's reasonable that in this meeting, when we're asking for another change, regardless of an individual's perspective, that the community who comes here to participate be allowed to talk about and ask questions on an item that is, again, having another change. Because there is no, my response in this was, I'm trying to anticipate the questions that people have since it wasn't clear what was happening. But I'm not making a judgment on anything other than the fact that we have had 7 change orders. We just moved $500,000 into this project on this next coming budget. People have more questions. People weren't allowed to speak during the budget discussion, just at the end. And what happens when we push the public out, then you're losing interest in the public. But this room is filled with people. And as I look, I can see, I know the people that have reached out to me over this project that have questions. Why wouldn't we as a board want the public to feel good about the way in which we are spending their money on a capital project? And the way you do that is by answering their questions, not saying, email me for the emails that I've exchanged, because then we're burdening our whole public records. Why not just say they're here? If you got a question about the project, it's on the agenda. This is a big project. One of the things that I mentioned about the budget yesterday was one of the elements of doing budget by GFOA requires that you actually take a project like this and give some reported of, here's where we are, this is where we're going, and this is where we might end up, so that the public has the communication from the county, not treating it as, if you really want to know, anticipate what we're not going to tell you and ask about it later. Because what happens is they walk away and they say, well, they already made the decision, so what's the point of doing all of the work? That's not how local government should work. We have a rule to encourage the participation of the public into what we're doing. The public doesn't feel like they're participating if we decide and say, ask me how I decided after. It's not reasonable. So I again am asking you to allow the public to ask their questions on this. We're going to vote on it, but I'm asking you to hear what they have to say on this project, because we're losing the opportunity to learn. There are people out here that know this topic way better than we do, and we're not hearing from them. And when you're not willing to listen to the public, it gives that conspiracy of you have something to hide when you won't let me ask you how the money is being spent. This is not being spent because of inflation. That is not even what he has presented. This is an old switch. We're going to upgrade. And so the upgrade has not to do with the cost. It's just we're changing it. That's fine. But if the public has a question on it, they should get to ask it in this venue. That's what this meeting is for. So I'm asking in this section for you to allow the public to ask its questions about this project. That's what my request is.
Deliberation, the public.